What if I told you that the Blackbeard Pirates are actually celestial dragons? Yes, that's right. Now I know that might sound absolutely crazy, but bear with me here because this will all make sense in the end. Considering the events of God Valley, with Eris and Blackbeard most likely being sent to Sorbet Kingdom by Kuma, and then most likely going to Lulusia Kingdom where Eris said he'll meet Roxy the Beck. One of the biggest unsolved mysteries in One Piece is how did Blackbeard exactly meet his OG crew from that point, consisting of Lafitte, Van Augar, Burgess and Doc Q. Like, how did he actually come across these people after being sent to Sorbet Kingdom or going to Lulusia Kingdom? We know how he got his level 6 crewmates, but why has Oda not shown us how he met his OG4? I actually have the answer to that question. I believe that Lafitte and Van Augar are celestial dragons, fallen celestial dragons. And Oda has actually been saving this flashback for the final war when Blackbeard inevitably takes down Emu and becomes the king of the world. We know how Luffy met his OG4 in the East Blue. We know how Roger met Rayleigh. Heck, we know how Shanks first met Yasopp. But if you stay till the end of the video, you will see how Blackbeard met his OG4 as well. And you will be convinced of the fact that they are celestial dragons. Now think really hard about this question. Back in chapter 1107, this was a chapter Katarina Devon and Van Augar both went on a mission to touch Saturn and gain access to his form, right? But have you ever stopped to wonder how on earth did Van Augar and Katarina Devon even know about Saturn's existence? Emu and the Gorosei's existence is meant to be a top secret. Not even the typical NPC Marines know about the Gorosei. Most of the pirates don't know about the Gorosei, including big time pirates like Kid and Law. The Gorosei have only ever come down to the surface world twice, during the God Valley incident and during the Egghead incident. So how do they know about Saturn's existence? And do you know what's even crazier? Roxy the Beck referred to Emu as the world, and this is the exact same phrasing Van Augar used when asked what the primary objective of the Blackbeard Pirates were. And Emu has only come down to the surface world twice, during the God Valley incident and during Elbaf. How does Van Augar even know about these people? How does he know about Emu? How does he know about the Gorosei? The only other pirate who knows about Emu is Doflamingo. And what is Doflamingo? An ex-celestial dragon? The only explanation of how Van Augar knows about Emu and the Gorosei is if he himself is a celestial dragon. You might be thinking, okay, but that could just be a coincidence. Alright, so how about this? How on earth did Lafitte manage to infiltrate the Holy Land? And not only that, he knew exactly where to look for the warlord meeting that was taking place without Emu and the Gorosei being able to detect his presence, almost as if he knew that he had to hide his presence from the hidden secret Emu and the Gorosei, almost as if he knew that these people existed and that he had to hide his presence from these people. Even Vice Admiral Suru acknowledged his existence. And not only that, he managed to go back to the surface world again completely undetected by Emu and the Gorosei and the Holy Knights, almost as if he knows his way around the Holy Land like the back of his hand, as if he grew up there. And where did we last see Lafitte? Near the Red Line, reporting back to the crew about the revolutionaries. This clearly shows that Lafitte has a pretty close tie to the Holy Land in some way, shape or form. And if you're still not convinced that Lafitte is a celestial dragon, then what if I told you that Lafitte is also a parallel to Emu himself? Emu can use dummy reversi to get players on his side, as we are currently seeing in Elbaf, but Lafitte can also use hypnotism to get people to do his bidding as well, like how he used hypnotism later at Marineford before the Blackbeard Pirates sailed to Impel Down. Lafitte actually infiltrated the control room to hypnotize the Marines present there. Also, have you ever wondered why the Blackbeard Pirates are so cartoonishly evil? We know Blackbeard's reason is because of what happened at God Valley, but why Lafitte? What is Lafitte's reason? Lafitte is known as the Demon Sheriff. He is also a former West Blue policeman known for countless acts of police brutality, which resulted in him being exiled from that sea. Now, doesn't this sound like exactly like the Navy and the world government? Axe-Hand Morgan was also a Marine who abused his power, and he was known for his brutality, and he was eventually kicked out of the East Blue. Perhaps Lafitte was raised as a spoiled, entitled celestial dragon and is cartoonishly evil because of this. And just like Doflamingo, he kept his evil celestial dragon attitude even after being kicked out of the Holy Land. And yeah, this might be a bit of a stretch, but just look at how fancy Lafitte always dresses, much more fancy than your typical pirate. It's almost as if this is how he always dressed, like a really rich and wealthy celestial dragon. Now this is the icing on the cake for me, because although the Blackbeard Pirates are all in it for their own selfish agendas, mainly the level 6 prisoners, the same however cannot be said for Lafitte, Van Augar and Burgess, who are part of the OG4, as they are the only ones ever to show genuine loyalty to Blackbeard and Blackbeard's goal. Blackbeard's goal of overthrowing Emu and the world government, the very same way Doflamingo wishes to overthrow Emu and the world government. Because Lafitte is absurdly loyal to Blackbeard to the point where he threatened to kill Alvaro Pizarro for suggesting that he take over as captain, or feeling the need to remind Burgess to call Blackbeard Commodore or Admiral instead of Captain. But Burgess himself was very skeptical of Aokiji that he would betray the crew and by extension betray Blackbeard and his mission. And we have seen Burgess go on missions that are not selfish, that actually only benefit Blackbeard, like his mission on Dressrosa, tracking down the revolutionaries. And Van Augar wanting to go after the world is pretty self-explanatory when you consider Blackbeard's goal of becoming king of the world, which necessitates bringing down the world, showing that Van Augar is very loyal to Blackbeard's cause. But why are they so loyal to Blackbeard? Well, because all three have a common cause: to take down the celestial dragons. All three having a different reason. Blackbeard for what happened to his father and his mother, and just like Doflamingo, we can assume that Lafitte and Van Augar was kicked out of the Holy Land for different reasons. Probably because they believe in the true king of the world, Davy D. Jones, over Emu as the false king of the world. We know how much the celestial dragons hate the Davy clan, so I believe Lafitte and Van Augar actually really like the Davy clan and believe in the Davy clan over the celestial dragons. And this is why they called Blackbeard special, because he is the descendant of Davy D. Jones, the true king that Lafitte and Van Augar actually believe in, instead of Emu, which only makes this panel of Van Augar saying the world even more powerful. But do you know what else is really powerful? Lafitte himself, because I believe Lafitte is Sanji's final opponent and possibly Admiral level. If you want to find out how and why, then check this video out over here, and I will see you there.